Hey, so this is a little how-to on a song called 13 by Big Star. It's a really great song. A lot of people have covered it. There's a good cover by Elliott Smith online, but I had a hard time finding a good demo of how to do this. And I think in part because they're on the original recording, there are two guitar parts, and everyone's got their own interpretation. So this is mine, and I want to clearly demonstrate how to do this. It's actually quite simple once you learn the basic patterns and the riffs. So what you need to know, it's capo at the third fret, standard tuning. And when I refer to shapes, I'll just use the standard shapes, even though I'm in third, I'm capoed at three. I'll also refer to the strings as like low G, A, D, G, B, high E. So you start off, you've got your pinky finger, third fret on the high E, ring finger, third fret on the B. It's kind of a modified G shape. So you can just leave these two fingers kind of anchored here. We're just going to be switching off between where you would have them for a G and where you would put them for a C. So third fret, A string, second fret D. We'll just be switching off at first. And we're doing Travis picking. So you're going to need to be able to alternate your thumb. Practice this. We're actually going to switch from GD to AD. While we're doing that, we're also alternating down here. So first finger strumming G string, middle finger plucking the B string. Then we're going to just switch off. You're going to do this little pull off here when you can leave your finger after you've done this pattern and just pull off so that you get that nice popping sound. You could also bounce it off, do a little hammer-on pull off. Won't you let me walk you home from school? So that's how that goes. And then we get into the next part and it changes a little bit, okay? Won't you let me walk you home from school? Won't you let me meet you by the pool? So instead of going back to the G after we've done the first, coming on to the C part, we keep our fingers there and we now walk it down. Won't you let me meet you by the... So, coming on to this part, then just walking it up with index finger, then hitting second fret A, and then just open. Won't you let me meet you by the pool? And then we, the second finger, third fret, A string, and we do a pinch here with high E, still with our pinky down, and thumb, pool, and then continue with the pattern. And then get a little hammer on here to the first finger, second fret on the A string. Won't you let me meet you by the pool? And then as the pattern continues, we're going to just do a full hammer on to the A minor shape up here. First finger, first fret B string, middle and ring finger, second fret, D string and G string, A minor shape. And then continue with the pattern. So hammer on becomes the first part of the pattern, then your index finger continues to pluck this D string here, or G string, sorry. And then you're just alternating A and D for the Travis. So, won't you let me meet you by the pool? And then we go back to the modified C shape, get the fingers back, ring finger, pinky, and go through this pattern twice. Maybe Friday, and go back to the hammer on A minor, do that pattern twice, go back to this, do this pattern twice, and then go back to the A minor. So maybe Friday I can get tickets for the dance. Hold this, keep going with the pattern. And then for the final part of the verse / chorus, we go to a D shape. So middle finger, 2nd fret, high E, index finger, 2nd fret, G, ring finger, 3rd fret, B. And we do the pattern here, starting on the D, and actually switching D and G. But we're not actually going to hit the middle finger, 2nd fret, high E. We're going to actually pull off before we get to that pluck and move it over here. So we're in this. So, maybe Friday I can get tickets for the dance, and I'll take you. Ooh. So what you're doing here is you're coming into this D shape, you're starting the pattern, plucking or strumming thumb on the D. But as I say, before you get to the 2nd finger, middle finger on the high E, you've already pulled off, and you're moving your middle finger over here to walk up again this A string, or walk down, I should say. As the final part of this sequence. So, and then hammer on to the A minor. Ooh. So, let me just do the whole thing so you can see completely what it looks like here. Won't you let me walk you home from school? Won't you let me meet you by the pool? Maybe Friday I can get tickets for the dance, and I'll take you. Ooh. So then we're back to this, and we just go into the 2nd verse. Won't you tell your dad, get off my back? do the same thing, exact same thing, till you get to the ooh, and then we again go to this, but now we're going to go into the solo part. And all this is once you're in this position and you've got, so you're alternating again, and then at some point you're in this G, modified G position, you just lift off your pinky and middle finger, leaving your index finger at the 2nd fret A, middle finger at the 3rd fret B, and you pinch. So let me just play this for you and then I'll break it down. That's the whole thing, okay? And as I say, once you're in this, you just lift off, pinch, and you're still doing a sort of Travis pick here. Pinch, first finger G string, coming down to the thumb on the D. But now you're going to go ring finger, plucking the high E, middle finger hitting this fretted B again, and then you're just walking down, pinch again, and then you're going to have to flip your middle finger and your first finger. So you've walked down to the 2nd fret of the B. Now you need to walk up to the 1st fret of the B while still hitting this 2nd fret of the A. So I just flip these. That's going to take a little bit of practice. It's the same pattern. Just lift off and hit the open. So and then we're gonna, instead of finishing that whole plucking sequence, we're going to hit some bass notes here. So middle finger, 2nd fret, low E, ring finger, 3rd fret, low E. And just make that be the final 2 notes of that sequence. And then we put middle finger, 2nd fret D, ring finger, 2nd fret B, and we're going to have to slide. And while we're sliding, keep this middle finger, it's going from 2 to 4. But we're lifting off the ring and we're putting the index finger down at the 3rd fret of the B here. And we're just doing we're still going to do the Travis pick pattern. So just that we're keeping the thumb, we're going to keep plucking this D right here. While we're doing the first and middle fingers. Just do that a few times. And then again, instead of finishing the sequence entirely, at some point we just, again, do a bass run here. 3rd fret A to 4th fret, I just slide. You could do it with your pinky if you want. So. And then we're ultimately going to end up in a D7 shape. First finger on the B, 1st fret, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G, and we're going to do, again, the same pattern. Thumb on the D, 1st finger on the B, thumb down to the G, 2nd finger on this open high E. And then you just pause for just a tiny beat here, and then you do the full D7 shape, ring finger on the high E, 2nd fret, and then just do it again. And then put your pinky down here, 3rd fret, high E, and then continue with the pattern and lift off. So. And again, instead of finishing off the last 2 beats of that sequence, we'll do a bass. This time just so. And you could either, leave your ring finger here or already slide it into position, because you're going to ultimately go back to the pinky 2nd fret, or I'm sorry, 3rd fret, pinky 3rd fret, ring finger 3rd fret on the high E and B respectively, and then we go back to this. So I'll just do this whole sequence. So by the time we get to the end of this, obviously we're just going back to, and then you go to the final verse. Won't you tell me what you're thinking of? Would you be an outlaw for my love? Let me just go through the end. And we end up back here, and that's the end of the song. So I hope that was useful.